I had a COVID scare. Hi everyone, it's Sarah Todd. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Gosh, I am so sorry that it has been so long since I've posted. I think it's been about 3 months and I am so sorry for that. I have so much to catch you all up on, and I just want to say thank you to everyone who was checking in on me, making sure I was doing okay. It really means a lot to me. I've been doing just fine, but my life has been quite busy, quite interesting, very fun. So I have so much to tell you about that I'm sure you all will find very entertaining. So this video is just going to be me sitting down, catching you all up on some very interesting things that have happened in my life, mainly quarantine and COVID vaccine, hint hint. So keep on watching. As I'm sure you all have noticed, I am in fact at home. I'm in my room right now. I got back 8 days ago and it has been very nice. I'm finishing up final exams. I have 2 exams to take, one for public health and one for health psychology, and I'm doing that this week, and then I will be done. My first year of college will be over. So weird to think about. But yeah, so that's currently where things are. My first year of college is coming to an end. Really hard to believe. I had an amazing time. I made so many wonderful friends. I've already been FaceTiming my friends since I've been home, and it's just really great that I still had a good time despite the circumstances. I feel like I really grew as a person. I learned a lot about myself. That sounds a little cheesy, but it's true. I learned a lot about my capabilities as a disabled person, just how independent I can be. I met so many amazing people, took some really interesting courses, and had just an overall amazing time. I'm so happy with the school I chose. I love Davidson. I really can't imagine myself at any other school, so I really hit the jackpot with choosing the correct school. And yeah, it's just been an amazing year. I can't believe it's over. But I have so much to catch you up on because I'm pretty sure the last video I posted was maybe in early February. And let me just tell you, a lot has happened in my life since then. So I stopped filming videos because I was in a little bit of a hard situation. I had to quarantine in my dorm room alone for 2 weeks. I had a COVID scare. So my 2 best friends and I, the night before this all happened, we were eating dinner together for about like an hour and a half, 2 hours. So of course we weren't wearing masks because we were eating. And then the next morning I woke up and I saw some texts from my friends that were saying like, have you heard from the health center? And I was like, oh my gosh, what's happening? But then one of my friends who had been with me the night before replied to my text message from the night before with a voice memo, and she answered what I'd said, and then she said she was kind of a little scared and I would find out when I woke up and she would talk to me. And I listened to that and I was like, oh my God, what is going on? Like, I kind of was thinking it's gotta be something with COVID, but I was still like pretty confused and like freaking out. And then I saw I had an email from the health center saying to call them as soon as possible concerning a possible COVID exposure. And literally like my heart dropped out of my chest. So I knew I needed to call them, but I was like, what is going on? So I called my friend to find out, and she told me our other friend had tested positive for COVID the day before. So, that was terrifying. Before I tell you anything else, I just want to say that everything ended up being okay. My friend had a pretty mild case. She did have to go into isolation for 10 days, which was very hard on her. And she did have some symptoms. She didn't feel well, but she turned out okay. She's okay. And then I never got it. I never tested positive for it. I never felt sick. And my other friend never tested positive and never felt sick. So everything turned out okay. But I was calling this one friend and I was like bawling on the phone. I was like, I'm so scared. Like, I have COVID. Like, I seriously thought I had it because we were with each other for 2 hours the night before without masks on eating. So I was just convinced that I had it. I was really freaking out. I was on the phone with her for about an hour crying because I was so scared that I had COVID. So that was not a good time. But then I ended up calling the health center. I knew I had to go into quarantine because they quarantine you if you have a possible COVID exposure, as they should. So I was like, okay, I need to have my accommodations. Like, I can't live anywhere else because like this room was made to accommodate me. So like I need to be able to stay in this room. I was like, I don't have a roommate. I have my own bathroom. So can I stay in this room? And I was kind of scared that wouldn't work out, but they did let me stay in the room because I have a bathroom and I don't have a roommate. So I quarantined in my dorm room for 2 weeks. I got a rapid test before I officially went into quarantine though, and I tested negative, so I was very relieved, but I was still a little bit scared because I knew that I could test positive a few days later. So I took my temperature twice a day. It was always normal. I made sure I was monitoring how I felt. I knew that I could call the health center if I needed them, and I just stayed in my room. It was pretty rough, but that's what I had to do. And then I got tested again 3 days later. So this all happened on a Friday. So I got tested again on Monday. I got a rapid test and it was negative. So then after I got that test again, I felt a little bit better. And then I got another test that Friday, so like 4 days later, and that was also negative. And I was fine. So I got those 3 tests during my quarantine. They were never positive. So that was really good. But that was really rough. I was allowed to go on walks, but I never did because for one thing, it was February, so the weather was kind of cold, and I was scared people would run into me and I'd have to be like, sorry, I'm in quarantine, can't talk. So I just didn't want to deal with that. So I didn't go outside for a really long time. I went into the hall to like take my trash out and stuff, and of course I was always wearing my mask, and I only went in the hall when no one else was out there. But it was rough. I basically lived on FaceTime with my friends. We did like 3-way FaceTime calls, we did like FaceTime dinners. I still had my classes on Zoom, so that kept me busy. But the most sad thing was during my quarantine, it was Eating House Placement Day at Davidson, and Davidson does things a little bit different than other schools. We have 4 eating houses, and they're very similar to sororities, but they're not sororities. They're non-residential, and each eating house kind of has their own charity focus. It's a very service-based thing, and you eat your meals at the house, and you join the spring of your freshman year. And I knew that I wanted to be in the eating house called Rusk, and we were finding out which of the 4 houses we got placed in. On the Saturday, I was halfway through my quarantine. And of course, because it was COVID, the celebrations weren't as nearly as big this year, but I did miss the opportunity to take pictures outside the house with balloons and my friends. So that was very sad. I was crying a little bit that day because I was just very upset. But I did get Rusk. I got the eating house that I wanted. And after quarantine, my really good friend, Allie, took professional pictures of me outside Rusk because we're in the same eating house. So that was really sweet of her. She kind of helped me recreate the day. So that turned out okay, but that was very sad. But yeah, so after all of that, I was just pretty burnt out. I also had a lot of tests during quarantine. I was so stressed. I knew that I actually had more time to make YouTube videos during quarantine than normal because I was in my room alone, but I just like wasn't in the best mental state to do it, I guess. I was just like a little burnt out. And then I just had so much schoolwork after that, so much. I had way more this semester than last. I did take 4 courses this semester and I only took 3 last semester, so that's partly why. Also, these courses were a little bit harder than the ones I took last semester, but I really just needed to focus on my work. I didn't have as much time to make videos and do these kinds of things that I want to do as much. But now that the school year is winding down, I'm definitely planning on catching up and making as many videos as I can for you all. I will definitely be posting a lot more regularly than I once was. So all of that happened. And then on March 15th, I got my first COVID vaccine with 2 of my best friends. It was such a great experience. I feel like it was one of the coolest things I've done. It was like a historical moment, getting the vaccine with my friends during a pandemic. I know I'll remember it like the rest of my life. We took videos, pictures. It was just really fun. We blasted music in the car on the way back. We were so happy we got our vaccines. So that was just a really cool experience, and I'll insert some videos from that here so you can watch. And I'm not scared of shots or anything, so that was fine for me, and that went really well. And then we all got our second shot together again on April 12th. And that went well. Also, we went and got Krispy Kreme afterwards because they were doing the free donut if you have your vaccine card. So we did that, and we literally had to drive to Concord, which is kind of far from Davidson. It was like a 1-hour round trip, so we were very extra, but it was worth it for the free donut. Then I got back and I felt okay that evening, but I did have symptoms from the vaccine the next day. I had a little bit of a fever. I had a headache, body aches. I couldn't sleep that night. So I had to email my professors, tell them I wasn't feeling well, and I missed my classes that day, but then I watched the recordings and caught up on those, so I didn't actually end up missing anything, which was great. We just got our vaccine! Woo! So yes, those were the main things I really wanted to update you all on. I had to go into quarantine because I had a COVID scare, and I got my vaccine. So I am now fully vaccinated. I have really been loving this because it's making me feel like I can do a few more things than normal. I'm definitely not living my life like I was before COVID, but I feel like I can do a few more things. So I did actually go with my grand big 3 weeks ago. My grand big is my big sister's big for Rusk, the eating house. So I went with her. We got our ears pierced. It was so fun. So I already had my ears pierced, but I got doubles. So you can see I have those, and I've been loving that. So that was really fun. And then I also got pizza with my friends. That was very fun. And since I've been home, I went and I got my nails done. So that was really fun because I hadn't done that since before COVID. So just doing a few little things, nothing wild, just making me feel a little bit more comfortable. I know I still need to be very safe because you can still get COVID even though you're vaccinated. And I really don't want to get it, obviously. So I am still being very safe. But yeah, that's kind of where I am. I feel like it's so wild how much I've done since like last summer. I feel like I was just sitting here making videos last summer about heading off to college and preparing for college, and now I'm basically done with my first year. It's so hard to believe, but I've definitely grown. I feel like I've just had so many new experiences, met so many amazing people. I've learned from so many other people. I've gotten to hear so many other people's perspectives on their experiences and their life. And I think it's really great that you go to college and you meet people from like everywhere, and you learn so much from them because everyone has such a unique life experience, and it's such a really cool way to meet people and learn. So I just had a great time, and I'm so excited for my next 3 years. I think next semester will probably be a little more normal. I'm really hoping it will be. And I just feel like I have a lot more to look forward to. Classes will be in person, I'm pretty sure. And I think just the social scene might be a little bit more normal and better. So even though I had a great time, I am ready for things to be a little bit more normal. So I'm really looking forward to that. As always, if you all have any questions, please comment them. Please tell me what videos you want me to make. I love having your ideas. I do have a lot of video ideas, but your ideas are always welcome and always assist me. I really want to make content that you all want to watch, obviously, because I don't want to be making content no one wants to see. So please leave me some video ideas, things you want to see, questions you have, and I will try to make videos on those. I feel like I have a lot I could talk about in terms of college advice, things I learned. If you want to know more about Davidson, if you want to know more about eating houses, things like that, let me know. and I will give you all that info. So anyway, yeah, I'm going to be posting on Tuesdays at 3 p.m. Eastern again. Sometimes it might be every other Tuesday, but I am going to be making more videos. So do stay tuned for those. And please remember to give my video a like, leave a comment, subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell so you never miss a video of mine. Also, be sure to follow my social media links in the description box below. And I really hope to see you all at the next video. Bye, everyone.